Oh god. Hello there, CriterioNate here. We're at the end of the season, long last, and we've seen some clunkers, and it's time to talk about the clunkers. I hate talking about these movies. I hate and love it at the same time. It's a kind of a double-edged sword. On one point I get to bash these movies in the head one more time. On the other hand, I have to bash these movies in the head one more time. I want to wash my hands of this shit. And I do mean shit. So anyway, so yeah, this season we've seen some good movies, a lot of good movies, and we'll talk about those. But we've also seen a plethora of clunkers. In fact, I had a kind of a hard time picking the worst 14 for this video. It was tricky. It was tricky and easy at the same time. Some of it was just ranking them all by the letter grade I gave them, and just ranking them from there. But then also some of them were the ones that I ranked low on the list were ones that I didn't necessarily hate, but for reasons. I'll make some honorable mentions at the end of the video. But let's get to the top 14. I've already tried to film this video. You don't know this, but I've already tried to film this. And usually what I like to do is, show the covers. I place the videos into my video editor. But my video editor was unsyncing the audio and the video, and I really didn't have time to try and sync the whole. I don't know why it was doing that. I think I remember it doing this before when I've worked with this. So I'm hoping that it doesn't give me issues when I do the top 28. Otherwise, I may have to do it like this and shoot it all in one fell swoop or something, and just upload it all. So this is me gonna try just no editing. Well, I'm gonna pause the video every once in a while, and I'm just gonna show the covers on my phone. I've got Criterion's website up here, and yeah, I just like to do that. Which means that I've got all the DVDs that I'm sitting here for the filming top 28 bits, and if they all unsync, then I may have to do it all in one fell swoop. So we'll have to see how that goes. So anyway, let's get started. These are the worst 14 movies, the first 14 Criterion Collection movies from spine numbers 401 to 500. Let's get this shit over with. Number 14, Agnes Varda's Le Bonheur. I don't remember. I think I gave it a C+ or something, and I remember it's not a horrible movie, but I don't necessarily agree with the whole, his wife's just supposed to be okay that he's cheating on her. It's like, ugh, it's so millennial. It's so poly. Oh god, millennials will eat this shit up. So yeah, again, Varda's cool. She has some good movies like La Pointe de Corté was okay, and Cleo from 5 to 7 was cool. But this one was one of her clunkers. So that's why I don't agree with the message, and everything else was okay. It's very pretty. It's a disgustingly pretty movie, just with a disgusting message. But there it is. So anyway, that's why Le Bonheur is on this list. Number 13, Luis Buñuel's The Milky Way. Now there's going to be some Buñuel. In fact, I try to put all the Buñuel. I mean, it's a safe bet that all the Buñuel is going to be in the worst 14. And I think that's probably true. I think even Discreet Charme de Bourgeoisie was in the worst 14. Actually, no. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was number 6 on season 2. So yeah, there's just Buñuel sucks. Good God. Yeah, what can you say? It's not his worst. In fact, this probably is the least worst Buñuel movie. There's some interesting ideas, but overall, the execution is pure Buñuel, and that's what makes this movie suck. So, yeah, maybe someday. I mean, we've only got one more Buñuel movie to watch at this current point in time. I think it's Belle du Jour. But yeah, it's probably gonna suck too. So there you are. But here's one that doesn't completely suck. but it sucks enough for this list. Number 12. Nagisa Oshima's Empire of Passion. Again, not a horrible movie, not as bad as that other one, which you know is coming. But it's still just, I mean, the Kaidan element of it is really cool, but overall it's just, the sex is just off-putting. But there you go. That's just yeah, I just don't like that kind of shit. So that's why Empire of Passion's on this list. It's just, all the sex is just bleh. Number 11. Jean-Luc Godard's Pierre Lefou. You can't even see that, can you? Oh, well, there it is. Close enough. Yeah, it's not as the screen may be bright, but you know, it's like the movie ain't. Well, it's a bright movie, bright and colorful and cheerful, but it's Godard. It's Anna Karina. It sucks. Oh god, it's terrible. Godard is always going to be on this list, I think. Now I'm wondering. Now I'm looking on my worst 14, and was Alphaville? Yes, Alphaville was in the first season. Of course, all the Godard is always going to be on this worst 14. There it is. And it's just another stupid movie where they run off with each other and then they kill each other at the end, and it's all kinds of stupid. So, but again, it's Godard. So what do you expect? Number 10, Roman Polanski's Repulsion. It's bad enough it's Polanski, child rapist, but Catherine Deveno's in this, and I don't like her, and it's just a confusing, dumb, stupid movie about this woman who goes insane, and it's just there's no point to it. It's a pointless movie. It's absolutely pointless. But there you go. I guess that's what Polanski was good at doing, making pointless movies. Although, I don't know. I like to see Chinatown, but that's another story for another time. Number 9. Jean-Luc Godard's 2 or 3 Things I Know About Her. So, once again, it's Godard, so it sucks. But, you know, unless you're into that unless you're an AMSR fan, and you like people whispering in your ear like this, which I don't, you know. I mean, but again, it's one of the lesser worst, you know, films by Godard, because it almost acts like there's a plot, but there isn't a plot. But you know, then again, I also criticize a lot of movies like that who go that route, and this is no exception. So I think Godard's AMSRing doesn't help, but also just the plotlessness of it all. But anyway, and while we're here, we might as well get to the next one, because you know it's coming. Number 8. Jean-Luc Godard's Made in USA. Anna Karina needs to go somewhere. I think Anna Karina's still alive, too. What the fuck? And Godard's still alive, but there it is. Anyway, another terrible movie by Godard. I mean, they're all terrible, but, you know, when Karina's in it, it's a special kind of terrible. And, yeah, it's hard to explain. I mean, it seems interesting. She's, you know, trying to solve this murder or whatever, and it almost acts as if, you know, it wants to go somewhere. But then the movie just cuts short. You know, just stops all of a sudden, and it's like you were going somewhere, and then she gets picked up by the guy, and then just stops. You know, it's almost like the next movie in our list, number 7. Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless. Holy shit, this might be one of the worst. One of these days I'm going to rank the top worst Godard films, like rank them all. And this is going to be at the top. I still think the number 1 worst Godard film is A Woman is a Woman, but this might be number 2. Breathless was it was god-awful. I couldn't stand it. I mean, just the girl with short hair was laying in bed with the dude. talking about puke at the end. There's just no point. There's absolutely no fucking point to this movie. But then again, I mean, Jean-Paul Belmondo is not a bad actor. He went on to do good things with good directors. But in this particular case, no. This is not how you do a movie. Number 6. Luis Buñuel's Simon of the Desert. The only reason why, and you know what? Let's go ahead and show you the next one, because number 5. I think we're at number 5. Luis Buñuel's. Wait a minute. Luis Buñuel's The Exterminating Angel. Yeah, that. The reason why I put Simon of the Desert is not as bad as Exterminating Angel is because it's shorter. That's as simple as that. There's no other reason why the other one's better, They're both cut the same mold, Simon of the Desert's got that girl who shows her breast for no reason, and then they go to the club at the end for no reason. Exterminating Angel has people falling asleep for no reason and sheep wandering around for no reason. Luis, I wonder if Buñuel translates to no reason. But again, Buñuel really knows how to confuse and quote unquote amuse. Everybody says, "Oh, his movies are so funny." I'm not laughing. If I'm laughing, I'm going insane. I'm laughing my what little bit of my brain cells are left. So there it is. Buñuel is good at making you go insane. This is no exception. Number 4. Louis Malle's The Lovers. Now, Louis Malle's a great director. He's got a lot of good movies. At least he's on the fence. Some of his stuff is good, some of his stuff sucks. This is one that sucks. Mostly because, what's her name? Jeanne Moreau is in it. She's having sex. I don't want to see none of that, And of course, he's made some good movies, Au revoir les enfants, My Dinner with Andre, and then Jeanne Moreau ruined Elevator to the Gallows for me. It's sad because I really wanted to like that movie because of Miles Davis, but she ruined it for me there. So and so when I knew she was in this, I'm like, well, this isn't going to help because she looks miserable in that movie and she looks miserable in this one. So I guess I wonder if Moreau translates to miserable in French, but morose could be morose. Hey, I'm gonna start calling her Jeannie Morose. There you go. Jeannie Morose and The Lovers. Number 3. Jeanne Dielman's, or Chantal Akerman's Jeanne Dielman 23 Quad du Commerce 1080 Bruxelles. Look at this crap. Oh my god. It goes on for 3.5 hours of this woman doing all this stupid shit, and then her son talks about having sex with his sister or something, and then she kills the guy and then just sits in the dark. And people like this movie. That's the problem. People like this movie, and I don't know why. This boring ass shit is so fascinating. And her other movies suck. Chantal Akerman, her other films in the we saw in the Eclipse series, those are terrible. And yet, here we are. So yeah. Not good stuff. Pretty damn boring. Pretty damn Ackerman. Number 2. Alan Renau's Last Year at Marienbad. You can't even see the fucking cover, but you don't want to see it. It's horrible. It's awful. And you definitely don't want to see the movie in it. It's just terrible shit. This is 90 minutes of two people who may or may not have met talking at, through, and around each other. And the woman played by the chick who plays Jeanne Dielman's like this all the time. It's like, I may or may not have met you. Could you be in another lifetime? And then this guy playing the cards and shit. It's just, it's like they just slapped a movie together. You know, just people just some people just love slapping movies together. I mean, it's very much like Hiroshima Mon Amour. And that's the problem. You know, I mean, Night and Fog was okay, but you know, Renaud just really does not know how to make a really good movie. You know, and it's a shame. I still think. I think between the two, Hiroshima Mon Amour is worse, mostly for the sex and just there's no point to that. So. Yeah, this is a god-awful movie, and I'm so glad that my phone honestly doesn't show the picture because you don't want to see this. But yeah, no, don't ever watch this movie. But the great thing about this is, people agree with me on this one. Jean Dielman, everybody seems to love it, but for me, you know, I can't stand either of these movies. But some people don't actually like Marienbad. You know, so I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better about that. So. Thank you all thank you everyone who hates this movie just as much as I do. And the #1 worst film from spine number 401 to 500 is Nagisa Oshima's In the Realm of the Senses. Unsimulated sex and genital mutilation. I don't need to say anymore. And there you have it. The worst movies that we've seen this season. Some of the worst movies you could ever watch. Don't ever watch any of these movies. They will be a complete waste of time. You're a fool if you do, you know. I mean, they're definitely Criterion movies, you know. Oh, Criterion, oh. You know. Before I go, let's talk about let's mention a few honorable mentions. Why not? Because, you know, again, I mentioned at the beginning of the film, like, there's some films that I gave low ratings to, but I didn't necessarily, you know, want them on this list, you know. Let's just go through a few of these and just talk about them for a bit. Let's see. Some like Mon Oncle Antoine. I gave Mon Oncle Antoine a D- because Claude Joutre is a rapist, a child molester, pedophile. The movie itself, though, wasn't terrible. I only just found out about his sordid past until like toward the very end of me reviewing, watching all the supplements. And so, and I couldn't include the movie, and it wouldn't be fair to the movie itself, It's still, I can't watch that movie ever again, knowing the director is a scumbag, or was a scumbag. But still, I couldn't put it on here. I didn't want to put it on here. It was just kind of a snap decision to give it a D- because of who the director was. Before I was gonna give it like a B or something, but yeah, anyway. And then like movies like The Taking of Power by Louis XIV, Rossellini. That movie wasn't bad. It was just boring. It was just boring and confusing. That being said, it wasn't terrible, and there are some good Rossellini films out there. The War Trilogy we just saw was really good, so, I didn't want to put that on there. Some others like Wise Blood. Wise Blood I gave a C+. The highest rating I gave to any of these movies was I think I gave Le Bonheur a C+. I think. Yeah, I gave it a C+. I gave Wise Blood a C+ as well. I think the only reason why I ranked it so low is because of the N-word, hearing the N-word a number of times. I would probably be number 15, I think, if I were doing this. Yeah, so. And then Curious Case of Benjamin Button, I gave a C. And that's, I don't like Cate Blanchett, but, and overall, the movie was just dumb. It wasn't terrible. It was just dumb. It was a dumb movie, dumb actors. So that's why I gave that one, what I gave it. Yeah, and the things like The Last Days of Disco, I gave, B minus, but that was okay. I tried to aim for the C's and below, you know. So yeah, those are the few honorable mentions I wanted to take into consideration while doing this. So anyway, that's all. I hope this video uploads okay, and we'll get the wrap up and the top 28 done hopefully by the end of this week. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, I may have to film it sometime next week, you know, when I have some time, and we'll see. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't watch any of the movies in this video. And unless I mention any good ones, you know, you can watch those. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the 14. Those aren't good. No, no, no. Anyway, we'll see you soon for the wrap-up and the good movies. And until then, goodbye.